All right, I'm gonna show you how to attach your collar to your main jacket fabric and then place your lining fabric on top so that the collar is sandwiched in between both layers. The first thing you wanna do is you wanna find the center back of your collar. So what I usually do is I just fold it in half and then give it a nice little crease back here to kind of make a little mark. If you just kind of finger press it, you'll see that you end up with a little mark, and then you could stick a pin there so that you have that for future reference. And then I do the same thing with my jacket fabric. I'm just gonna fold it in half, do a little finger press here, open it up, and now I know where my center back of my jacket is and the center back of my collar. And what we're going to want to do is put the collar with the interfacing side being the wrong side of the collar. That's going to be the bottom of the collar. We're going to have that touching the right side of the jacket fabric. So I'm going to pin those together, and I'm just going to go around the entire collar and main jacket, pinning that in place so that it won't move when we sew. And we're going to do it on the other side. And this really is important. Sometimes I know that we don't like to pin because we're lazy and we just want to get it done. But when it comes to collars, it's something you definitely don't want to scrimp on with pinning. You want that to be perfectly lined up so that you don't end up with a wonky collar after it's all said and done. And you should have a little bit of an overhang on the edge, a little bit extra of your main jacket fabric. Your collar won't line up perfectly with the ends, and it shouldn't. You don't want that to happen, otherwise your collar will catch when you sew those together. Then what we'll do is we'll just open this up with the right side of the jacket. I usually tuck my sleeves in to just make it a little bit easier to see that collar and not have everything else in the way. And then you're going to take your lining fabric, and the right side of it should be facing the right side of your main jacket. Same as what we did before with finding that center back seam. I'm just going to fold it in half, finger press there, so I get my mark, and it's going to go right back there on that center back with the collar. And again, I'm just going to go all the way around, pinning in place so things don't shift. And then you're just going to sew right along the collar and the main jacket and lining. Have that collar sandwiched in between. And you're not going to sew any of the other lining down at this step, just this part. Okay, so now we've got our lining is inside out here, the collar, and then the main fabric, the right side of it here. So now that it's all pinned in place, we'll just take it to the machine and just sew right along this edge. Okay, hope that helps.